This is my final project. My presentation is a scholarly look into one of the most famous dinosaurs, Tyrannosaurus rex. We'll be exploring 3 recent scientific articles that move beyond the skeleton to answer fascinating questions about its life and legacy. How did it move? How can its soft tissues possibly be preserved? And how did it sense its world? First, let's look at how T-Rex moved. In a 2021 study, Pasha van Bijlert and his team introduced the natural frequency method, a biomechanical model that estimates the preferred walking speed of a T-Rex. This research directly relates to our class topics on dinosaur physiology and theropod locomotion. Instead of focusing only on the legs, they reconstructed the tail as a spring-like system that would naturally bounce with each step. By matching the tail's resonance frequency to the rhythm of walking, they found that the most energy-efficient speed for a T-Rex was about 2.9 miles per hour, much slower than older estimates and similar to a human's walking pace. What I found fascinating was how 3D models from fossils could be used to simulate movement. As someone who loves games and graphics, it made me think about the potential to turn these reconstructions into gamified, interactive simulations, and even build entire virtual ecosystems to teach people how life on Earth evolved. Next, I investigated how a dinosaur can survive for 66 million years. A 2021 study by Paul Ullman and his colleagues explored the preservation of soft tissues in specimen MOR1125. This connects directly to our first week's topic on fossils, which emphasized that burial and preservation is the key. The researchers analyzed the chemistry of the bone and found that this T-Rex died near an estuarine channel, decayed briefly underwater, and was then rapidly buried in sandstone. This specific sequence of events with oxygen-rich conditions and minimal fluid exposure allowed its original proteins to survive. The visuals in this article were especially impactful. Seeing the entire post-mortem journey from death to fossilization, broken down into micro and nanoscale processes, helped me understand fossilization not as bones turning to stone, but as a delicate multi-scale process where something as fragile as a protein could survive against all odds. Finally, I explored how T-Rex sensed its world through a 2022 study on its facial nerves by Florian Boubdela's team. This relates to our Week 4 topic on theropods and their senses. The study used CT scans of the skull of Sue to map the bony canals that carried nerves and blood cells. They found a large interconnected network, suggesting that T-Rex had a very sensitive face. I was completely blown away by the difference between T-Rex and humans. In its skull, some of these canals were as big as garden hoses, compared to the fishing line-sized nerves in our own human faces. The possibility that its sensitive face wasn't just for eating, but was used for display or communication, makes the T-Rex feel less like a tool for eating and more like a complex animal with a social identity. After reviewing these 3 incredible studies, if I had to choose one to help with, it would be the first article on the tail frequency method. My passion for games and graphics makes the idea of turning these complex biomechanical models into fully interactive simulations incredibly exciting. The potential to build and explore entire virtual ecosystems from different geologic eras would be a powerful and engaging way to teach people about the evolution of life on Earth and the dinosaurs that came before us. Thank you for listening.